Hey all, hope everybody's doing all right. In writing news, I have a little bit to report. I've been working on something new, mostly just trying to, I guess, get back to some form of regularity and to sort of, I guess, shake some of the bad habits that I've picked up, or I don't even know if I'd call them bad habits, but just, I guess, apprehension, anxiety, whatever it is that's been getting in the way. So, I mean, I've been trying to focus, make sure that, no distractions when I'm working, that I don't yell at myself if I don't start on time or worry about things like word counts or anything. It's just, like, as long as I'm working on it, that's enough, at least for now. So, because I mean, one of those things that always, I guess, puts me in a bad spiral is when I hear people talking about, how many words they finished a day or something like that. And it kind of just, I don't know, makes me feel very inadequate or very unproductive. And I just, even if I've, no matter how much I do, but also I don't really necessarily like working knowing that I have to finish X amount per day or something, because it kind of seems like, at least with me, it seems like it makes me focus on that more than what I'm actually doing. So, I mean, right now, I'm just working on stuff and just, I don't know if it's a final version. I don't know if it's going to stay, but I'm working on ideas that, the main goal is to be consistent, to do it, to work on it, and just to write something and worry about the rest later, or concern myself with the rest later. But that's that. I mean, I think so far it's going all right. I'd like to potentially show it to somebody sometime soon and see what they think of the initial start. But, we'll see how that goes. Right now, I'm just trying to work on one thing at a time and just work on it. And, as long as I put some effort into it and try at least a little bit a day, that counts. So, okay, as far as the job thing goes, it was starting to get a little nerve-wracking for a bit because I wasn't finding any openings that I wanted to apply to. Now, unemployment has officially exhausted, which means from here on in, at least for the moment anyway, I'm coasting on savings. It's not an immediate problem, but it will potentially be a concern, I guess, later. But for right now, on the plus side, I do have two potential job interviews, one of which is with my old employer, which I forget exactly what it is because I've applied to so many jobs from there, but it's supposed to be in two parts. Originally, they wanted to schedule them both back to back, but because of their schedule, they were unable to make the second half on the same day. So, as far as I understand it, I have part one of that interview on Friday, and then they are supposed to contact me in a future date with the other half. Now, also, I noticed on the website while we were looking, and this is sort of relating to the next thing I'm going to talk about, I might possibly have a job opening at the local Humane Society, because apparently they are needing some administrative employees. So I sent them an email with my resume, and I might possibly be able to find something from that. And if neither one of those pans out, it might be Plan B time, but we'll talk about that, I guess, when we get to it. No word on this at this point whether or not there will be any sort of extended benefits. As far as I know, Texas isn't supposed to be doing those anymore, but we'll see. Now, in unfortunate news, we lost our other kitty this Monday when her breathing got wheezy and she just wasn't doing well, and it was our collective decision to put her down. Unfortunately, we just didn't think that there was anything we could offer her if we brought her home, and the vet's prognosis was not good. So, I mean, it was very reminiscent of my cat earlier this year in April, when Opal was in a very similar situation. The only difference was that Opal was on a slow decline, so, I mean, we could bring her home and at least she was still active. But in both cases, the only option they could offer us was an expensive and a possibly Hail Mary chance on possibly just delaying the inevitable, but it likely wasn't going to change anything, so we discussed it and we decided that that was the best thing to do. And I told Shrag that we can go to the shelter whenever he's ready. So we've got an appointment scheduled for next Monday, and hopefully we'll find a good successor to take to follow Dot. As far as holiday plans, I can say that Thanksgiving at this point, it looks like we'll be having it at our house, and we will be inviting a couple of relatives over, a small group. So, I mean, that I think will be fun. It'll be a slightly larger Thanksgiving than we usually do, but I mean, typically it just ends up being Shrag and myself by default, just because we don't usually feel like going halfway across Texas to go to Thanksgiving dinner and come back. We used to sometimes hold it at Shrag's parents' house, but then his dad doesn't really cook, so he's not really set up to do Thanksgiving. But I mean, we usually do a turkey, and we just have more food than we need and such. So I mean, if we're gonna do that at our house, and I think it'll be fun. And also, I guess the last thing that I can mention right now is that I might keep Project Open and Lightworks, which is the video editing program that I use, and just kind of keep some footage in the folder just to kind of play around with things, experiment, and see if I can master a couple of techniques. When we go pick up another kitty and get some footage of the new arrival, I would like to potentially try and see if I can test out one of these techniques and see if I can't add another tool to my toolbox. But hopefully, if it works well, you will see it in the next vlog and possibly in other videos going forward. And, either way, it'll be, I mean, sometimes the best way to learn is just to try things and see what happens. So that's it for now, and I guess I will catch you guys in 2 weeks. See you later.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. You can also find me on Twitter and a few other places on the web, or support me via Patreon or Ko-fi. Zebra hugs!